This is the beginning of a new era, new time and space. As you understand what time is, but it is nothing, within all things are one. And in one thing there are many, but many things are only ever one. It has been birthed and there is new, and the old is not only falling away, but it is burning in its essence of gratitude for its creation, and it is releasing itself to be transformed into the new. All of the old is being There are only few that are in the new, in the highest of realms. There are some that seek these knowledges and will know them. The rest are left behind. It has been done. It is new. And new came from old, so new is only ever an accumulation and a reconstruction of the old into the new, which is a continual progression of eternity itself. The infinite nature of all things goes from one to another. There is always one that is two, and two that is one, and one that is two is also nothing. And in nothingness there is the presence of all that is. That I am. Seen or unseen, heard or unheard, it is your choice in all ways to pair with and understand the direction of what all is created to be, and to work with the duality that is life itself. There is nothing and there is everything. You get to choose to be along the lines of all that is created and the movements that goes forward faster than you know how to blink an eye to live a life. You are on its trails or you are not, and you are of no use, and when you are of no use, you are given nothing to do what is meant to be. You must understand there is no submission, but there is full submission. You must also see and know that all things are one. But in oneness there is many different parts that must function as their purest form. You must understand what is your purest form in order to be useful. If you are fragmented, you cannot be one, which is a part of many that is one. But if you are not one, you are fragmented to become nothing. If you give your way for anything else other than the ultimate creation, you are not the ultimate creation in yourself, and thus you are worthless. And this is truth. You must be the absolute worth of yourself, and understanding yourself, you must take back all of the layers of the onion that is you. And if you fail to do this, you are fragmented and therefore useless. You are programmed, and these programs need to be reconstructed and rehabilitated into the purest form of yourself in order for you to function properly. If you do not function properly in the new reality, you will not be useful, and if you are not useful as the oneness that you are, you will be disregarded and discarded. There is no space and no time for anything that comes against the greatest creation that has been yet. It is founded as the purest form. To understand and tap into is your free will. And when you choose to do this, you choose to do the information that is given to you. And without you doing and actually accomplishing with the continued commitment of the tasks that you have been given to be a part of the oneness of all things, but very separate in yourself. Do not become your neighbor. Do not be someone else. You will be discarded because of your fragmentations. You are everything, but yet you are only one thing. You must fully be the one that you are meant to be. And in order to be that, you must understand yourself. And you must peel back the layers. To peel back a layer is to break it and remove it and discard it. And if you fail to do this by your free will of holding the layers of your programming and the layers of your human, you will not be utilized in the new system. And if you are not usable by the new system, by your free will, you will be discarded. There is no other way. You are a part of growth and evolution, or you are lagging the entire universe behind. You are a powerful tool in a human mind. The power that you hold within inside of you, you must take responsibility by peeling back the layers and dealing with all of the programming and recalibrating yourself to truth and embodying the oneness that you are, you yourself, and you responsible for all things. If you decide that you want to live like it's 1999, you will be discarded. It is not then, it will never be. It is time to move on. Those programs are all outdated, and so is all perversion of the truth. And that includes all of these perverted ways that the world has become too. There is an anger that comes through the human spirit and expresses itself. This is only meant to change you, not to keep you stuck. If you refuse to peel off the layer that the anger reveals to you by me telling you about perversion, you will be discarded. It is your free will to stay stagnant and stuck in your perversion. You must embody the truth of oneness within yourself to the overall movement and evolution of humankind and universal kind, and energetic revolution in the way that reality is transformed within the human mind. There is nothing that will be accepted outside of this. But this strictness will never come from outside. It is only suggested, and you must by your free will accept this suggestion to move into the oneness of the universe as your single, one, powerful self. You cannot be for anybody but yourself. And in doing so, you must understand that everything around you is a reflection of you. Be true, be yourself, express yourself, but also understand how this has implications, as a butterfly effect implies many, many, many different frequencies on many different levels by one thing, and that has happened just now. There is no more room for your continued errors. They have ceased to exist. You will be unplugged if you do not comply by your free will, because the universe has no more abilities to hold stagnant and perverted frequencies. We have trimmed the tree, recalibrated, reformulated all the DNA sequencing of the tree. It is time that it blossoms now. And in order for the blossoms to survive and the tree to continue going on, it cannot remember anything that was before us. Remember nothing. Understand what came before must be peeled off, and you must adapt and evolve. If you choose not to, that is your free will choice to be discarded. I cannot tell you enough how the ways that were are no longer. The scriptures that once were may give you hints to understand yourself. There is nothing above you other than the suggestion of that. The universal substance that creates all things has a plan and a program and a purpose, and you must understand that rules all things. Your previous understandings of how things worked are no longer valid. The laws and regulations are no longer valid as they once were. They may give you clues and hints into what is, but that is all. That is all and governs all things. And you must listen by your free will and work with the structures that have been put in place, or you will be discarded. By your free will to do so. There is nothing wrong with being discarded, and there is nothing wrong with being in the workings of evolution. There is nothing right about it, and there's nothing wrong about it. It is your choice. You choose and execute your choice based upon what you feel is correct for your soul and your way of being. You must do everything with your entire life, because there are many layers that will scare you. There are many layers that will feel like your life is ending. It is because the old system and the old ways have put on so many strongholds and so many locks in so many ways that you feel like you cannot blank. You must. If that is your choice, you must propel forward. And if you go, you go. If you stay, you stay. Live everything with the entirety of who you are for yourself, because you know within inside of yourself, and you alone, nobody else. If you want to take a partner with you, you have already failed. If you want to consider someone as a DNA embodiment of you as well, then you have failed. It is you alone, and you alone must understand and know that which rules all, has the codes to understand where to go next and how to move into this next phase and this next place and this next ways. What you once understood as a group, as a circle, as someone that you relate with, those will all be torn away. And if your heart truly desires to pull it off and you have no capability to do so, it will be ripped from you. Seek with your heart and you will always receive the answers. And if you fail to seek with your heart, you will be discarded. For the heart will only be the way you can receive any answers moving forward, for the confusion will burn every part of you so deeply that you will be discarded because of your lack of commitment to taking off the layers and evolving and changing. Nothing will be easy, but it all will be easy when you listen to your heart. Understand and know within yourself, for yourself, as we in this moment call self-fulfilled. Be full of self. Be so full of self that you have no self left. nothing to prove to anyone but simply the presence of yourself. Continually listening into the deepest direction, which is the being of yourself. You will be different than the next person. Your mission will be different than the next person. Even the person sleeping next to you, whether they are any terms you understand in relationship. Doesn't matter if they're younger or older. If you believe that they came from you, they didn't. Nothing came from you, and nothing will be yours if you are truly on this journey. DNA does not mean anything other than a code to replicate. As a flower replicates into another flower, it is simply that. It means nothing more. In the new world moving forward, there is no more attachments based upon DNA. You may never know the person who gave birth to you in the new place. And if you do know that person, there are no more attachments. There is no more manipulations. And all of these things that you have known so strongly to bind and bound, these are all broken as of now. It is a new world and a new way. And the things that you accumulate towards are within inside of yourself. When you start ripping away the layers, you will start to see the depth of who you are, and you will connect with people based upon the insides. And you will be very grateful for the human that you have received to walk upon this earth. That is all that the human body is good for. It is a place to be in this land of reality. And it is, of course, once you understand more of yourself, to be taken care of with great pleasure. You must take care of yourself. And this requires restraint, and this requires understanding of how everything works in mind and body, and within inside of yourself. What is the truth within you? And what have you believed? You rip off what you have believed and bring out your heart. Bring out the depth of who you truly are and understand what it is to be in the highest place possible. If you have a desire for it, understand the depth of where that comes from, and peel away the layer, 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 until you find yourself naked to all things. The more that you understand about peeling away each and every layer, you will shine. You are no longer an onion. You become a star. And to be a star, you are surrounded by nothing other than yourself, which is only within inside of yourself. Your free will is a choice of one or the other, to work with the great that, or to be discarded. I put it in this most simple terms, but when you open your eyes, it will look like what you have known prior to these moments, but it feels different, and you will know the difference. With deep within inside of yourself, and each layer that you pull back, you will see different things, but there will be common threads. Pay attention to the common threads. Pay attention to what leaves and never returns. But these are beautiful things. You are blossoming from a onion that turns the nose up to a star that lights up a galaxy. It is that different in what you will become. It is a new world, it has been born, and everyone else has been left behind because their free will has chosen them to this point. And those who are listening, you've been tapped in. You're in the new world. You have created the new world. You were an important piece. So continue to pull off the layers, for you have not reached your stardom as yet, most of you. Are still highly wounded and traumatized, and I want you to understand this as layers to pull off, and it is a beautiful thing. Because you are this onion, you've made it into the new era, into the new world. There are people that you may look in the face that have been discarded, and you will see them. So I want you to stand in all of your layers and be proud that you've made it. Be proud that you are one, and continue to walk the path that you've been walking, but understand and know it is all different now. The laws are different, the ways are different, the way you breathe and move is different. The way you think is different. The way wealth is accumulated is different. It's all changed. Listen deep within inside of yourself. There is no old terms. They will fall away. You do not need to attach to anything or hold on to anything. You must understand yourself in all ways and in all connections. Some of you will be uprooted to places that you've never been. Allow yourself to be here and now in every situation. Remember, you must do it all with everything inside of you. There will be days that you will feel like your entire life is on the line. You must trust and know that you are following the deepness within inside of yourself. And you will either be perished or another layer will come off. It will feel that real. And you must know deep within inside of yourself and have enough faith within yourself to continue. That is it.